is a man that would risk his neck for his brother man.
Shaft.
Chris Arps, how are you, buddy?
Mark Cotton, I'm feeling good today.
I do not see the I voted sticker on your shirt there.
You know what? My polling place is right across the street from where I live. So I got up at 6 o'clock. I thought I was going to beat the odds, and I got there, and it was packed and lines everywhere. And I was like, I don't feel like sitting here waiting for 2 hours, so I'm going to do it this afternoon, probably after I leave here. But I vote.
I know you vote. I know that you do. Here's the problem you may face. I got up this morning, you heard me say, took me almost an hour, including filling out the ballot, because I got there at 10 till 6 and left about 10 till 7. My wife waited till 10:30 or 11 to go, and she faced the exact same wait. It took her about an hour to get through, which means in some of these polling places, there have been consistently large crowds since the thing opened. She waited for a while, assuming the early work crowd would thin out. That didn't happen today.
That's what I'm thinking. And like I said, one of the reasons I'm super excited about this election, because it's almost over.
Right.
These are the worst two presidential candidates we've ever had, and we have some of their supporters acting like they're the second coming of Jesus. So I'm just ready for it to be over.
Well, but if you think of one as the devil, it's easier to set the other one up as the second coming of Jesus.
You have a point.
You see what I'm saying?
There, yes.
In this case, the devil wears Prada's pantsuits. Thank you very much. Annie Fry's just rolling her eyes at me. I'm sorry. That's pretty good. Annie, why don't you get Annie on mic there, because I didn't get her on here very much earlier.
That's okay.
Tell us again about what we've got set up over here. Chris, I was telling her about this because you're about as into social media as I am. So if you,
no, he's Facebook Live right now. He's doing a pretty good job for himself.
So if you're tweeting, at least, because I got on Facebook earlier, and I'm using this hashtag election971, and Annie goes, Mark, that doesn't work.
Twitter, Instagram.
It doesn't work on Facebook. It only works on Twitter. So I wasted a lot of hashtags today already on Facebook. Can I just tell you that?
But all your friends and family now know the hashtag.
Well, good. So hashtag 971, and if you send us something, we'll be putting it up on this on our website and also on our screen we have here in the studio, so we can see what you're having to say.
Now, if you connect your Facebook to your Twitter account and you put those hashtags on Facebook, it'll show up, because that's what I do.
Can I connect it to my show page?
We can work with you.
Okay, all right. I'll
hold your hand. We'll get there, and we'll take care of it.
I'll work with the digital master over there and get that worked out.
Of the universe.
Because she understands
that. got added, yeah.
So did you hear my interview with Jeff Manasso?
I did not. I was just trying to get here. I was running a little late.
So he is in Columbus, Ohio today, which is sort of a bastion of liberalism there in Ohio, along with Cuyahoga County. When a Democrat wins the state of Ohio, they win big in those population centers like Columbus and Cleveland. So he was saying that they've had pretty good turnout there where he is, but in parts of the state, like Cuyahoga County, which is predominantly Democrat, it's just the city. Right. Their turnout is down, and their early voting was down, which doesn't bode well for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, he has to win Ohio, and all the polls are saying that he was behind. But African Americans are not excited this year about their Democratic nominee, and if I was them, I'd be a little worried about Ohio and North Carolina with the early voting not being where they need it to be.
Right. How do you feel about the media? We know it's media bias, but it's almost like they're all getting their information from the same source when they show these electoral maps. So what you've heard my take on where things stand. I can't say that he's going to win, but I'm also not convinced that it's as dire as the mainstream media would lead you to believe. What's your take on it, Mr. Consultant?
Here's what I say, and I'm not putting any names to this. I think the popular vote is going to be very close, but I think one side is going to win an electoral landslide.
You do?
That's my prediction, yes.
Really?
Yes.
And I'm assuming you think that's
I didn't say who.
Hillary Clinton, because if you thought it was Trump, you would say that.
I'm just leaving it. I'm just leaving it out there. I didn't say either one. Don't look at me like that.
Now, why would you think that? Because I'm listening today. I had an opportunity, thanks to Chris, to make a call in to the Republican National Committee press event where reporters were able to ask them questions about turnout and things like that. one thing that they brought up that I was able to listen to, there was a reporter in Georgia who asked the question, how's turnout been in the Atlanta area today? Because that was a stronghold for Barack Obama. Some of the suburbs, what except for a few of them, because there are some just like St. Louis, some of the outlying areas are more predominantly conservative than the inner city. And they were asking about some of those outlying communities in Atlanta. And this guy, and he's with the RNC, so he's going to have some built-in bias to it, claimed that in parts of Georgia outside, their early vote is up 50%. Early voting.
I believe that.
Over 2012 levels.
Trump supporters, Republicans, are very excited. I mean, I think it's going to come down to maybe after work, because a lot of African Americans vote after they get off work if they don't early vote. So okay. I think that you have to look at that. Look at that, and also, I just believe that ground game is very important. I know that we keep hearing that, but when my friend Sherman Parker first ran for office out in St. Charles County, he ran against a O'Fallon alderman and a St. Charles County councilman. They were incumbents, and we beat both of them handily because we had a strong ground game. We walked the district 3 times. They knew who Sherman was and everything. So that's what that makes me a little nervous about Trump. We'll see if earned media and rallies and publicity for that makes up for not actually having people on the ground. All
right. So speaking of electoral maps, because I want to go to the most biased source I can find, I went to CNN's webpage. They've on their road to 270 right now. They see Hillary Clinton with 268 electors locked up and Trump with only 204, and they still show 66 in the toss-up category. So the way CNN has delineated this map, Donald Trump would have to win, even if he won, well, he'd have to win all of the toss-up states in order to win this. He'd have to win Nevada. He'd have to win Arizona. He would have to win Florida, North Carolina, and New Hampshire. Yeah. And if he did that, and Hillary Clinton didn't take any of those 5 states, then he could win.
Yeah, his whole thing is he has to win all of the toss-up states, plus he has to flip a blue state. Is the easiest scenario that
would be the easiest scenario. But in this scenario, in CNN's scenario, that wouldn't mean him flipping any blue state, right? New Hampshire's not blue; they've got it as a toss-up.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that's one way he could win without taking a Michigan or a Pennsylvania or something like that, or a Wisconsin. If he did, maybe that would be a surprise. I don't know. They've got Georgia in his category. Anyway, I'm just saying it's not the mission impossible that some people are, like Chris Arps, are portraying it to be. I'm just
I have not said it's mission impossible.
All right, remember.